Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hallie if you're new here, and thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be doing my everyday cream makeup look. So this is the look I basically do every day of the week if I wear makeup. I don't always, and I'm gonna redo my hair, but it's the look I do every day. I work in a school, so I don't always like to wear like a full face of makeup around the kids, you know. So I like just to wear more of like a natural look. And today that is what I'm going to be showing you. So the first thing I like to do is moisturize my face. So that gives for a really dewy look. So what I like to do is take just my normal face moisturizer, and I use the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. And I just kind of put it on. It's kind of a lot, but that's how much I usually put on. And then I just quickly massage that into the skin. And something that I have found that's like really important is moisturizers and eye creams, because my skin's pretty dry and I feel like it can look kind of cracky underneath my eyes if I wear like a lot of powder under there. So I feel like moisturizer is really important. So while I let that set in and sink into the skin, I will do my eyebrows. And I have my mirror right here. So I just do a really natural eyebrow look, and I do have an eyebrow tutorial up on my channel, and I can link that down below for you guys. Okay, so the eyebrows are on, and I just kind of really just run through them and fill in where I have some sparse areas, and that took me just like 2 minutes. And now, since the lotion has set in, I'm gonna prime. And I also find priming to be very important in getting a flawless base. So what I really like using is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. It's kind of a long name, by Tarte. And I just take a little bit on my hand, not too much, just about that much. And I just focus it where I have like some pores peeking through. You can kind of see my texture right there. And I just smooth it between my hands, and I just kind of press it in around those areas and the cracks of my nose and a little bit on my nose, and that's really the only place I put that. So there's that. And then I really have been loving the Double Duty Beauty Base Tape Hydrating Primer by Tarte as well. So I just take 1 pump of that on my hand, and it smells so good, like coconuts. And sometimes I take it with my beauty blender, sometimes I'll take it with a small stippling brush, and I just work that on the outer perimeter of my face. And I find that prep is the most important thing to do when going for like a natural or a more natural look, because your skin is the most important factor. Because if you're going natural, you're not really focusing on the eyes or the lips. You're going to be mostly focusing on the skin. So that's pretty much set. Not set, but on the skin. And then while that's sinking in, I take a little bit of my NARS Pot Concealer on a small flat Morphe brush, and I just take a little bit just to detail my eyebrows. Okay, and now I am about ready for the face. So what I usually do first is I'll go in with the Hula Quickie Contour Stick by Benefit, and I love this stuff, and I just go on the perimeters of the face, and this is almost like a full cream look. And these are just the areas that I love to contour in, and I have been putting it around my lips lately to make my lips look a little bit bigger. And I will take that on this dense Real Techniques brush. It's called the Expert Face Brush, and it's my favorite brush to contour. So I just will blend that upwards on the cheeks and on the forehead. And I usually blend it up into my hairline on the forehead. So basically, just when you're blending contour, just blend it upwards. You'd never want to drag it down. And I know it looks a little crazy right now, but it does all come together once I add concealer. And when I go into the nose and the lips, I take this little Morphe B40 brush to get a more detailed precision placement for the darker colors. Okay, and now I'm going to go in with concealer, and my favorite concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm in the shade Light, and I just place that in the spots I want to brighten the most. And I get really dark in here, as you can kind of see on the other side, so I really like to focus right there and underneath. And then one line down my nose, the center of my forehead, and right here. Okay, and now that that is all blended out, I like to go back in sort of with the same contouring brush and just kind of soften up any lines that I see. Okay, and now I like to go in with a cream blush. And there's two cream blushes that I really like. The first one is by Botanic Beauty. It's called the Blush Serum, Nourishing Water-Based Cheek and Lip Color. And it looks like this. And it's seriously the color of this cap. It's very bright. And then the other one is the Too Faced Peach My Cheeks in the shade Peach Berry. And I don't use this one as much. And it looks like this. And I've just been using this one a ton lately, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and go in with that one. And use this very sparingly because it is pigmented. So what I like to do is just to take it on the rounded side of the beauty sponge and just take like the smallest amount possible and just kind of rub it on and start with that because it's very pigmented, and once it sets it's very hard to blend. So I kind of just like smile and place it on the apple and lightly dot it on. And then I'll take the other side of the sponge and blend it out. And it just gives a little flush to the cheeks. And then I will go in with a cream highlighter. My two favorites are, of course, the MAC Strobe Cream, and this is the pinker shade. I like both the more goldish shade and the pink. And then this is by Glam Glow. It's the Glow Stardom Mega Illuminating Moisturizer, and in the shade Nude Glow. And I'm going to go in with this one today. And I just take a little bit and dot it in the places where I like to highlight. So on the cheeks, up here, and up the forehead. And I'll just bounce that in with the beauty sponge. And this smells amazing. It smells like orange creamsicle. It smells so good. And then you can stop here and just set your under eye if you feel necessary. which I always have to set my under eyes. I know this is a cream look, but I have to set my face or I feel like I don't like when it feels tacky. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Lavender, which is my favorite powder at the moment. And I'm going to set my under eyes with a brush. This powder just has the most beautiful scent to it. I love using it because it smells so good. So I'm just going to blend out the under eye creases if there is any. You don't have to always set Shape Tape, like it doesn't crease horribly, but I just like setting it so I know that it's not going to look crazy in a few hours. So I just take the littlest amount of powder that I can, and I'll lightly go under the eye. I love setting the places that I put concealer so it doesn't move around, and this powder is very brightening, so it like adds more brightness to the spots that I put the concealer, and it also helps me clean up that contour a little bit more. So again, you could go ahead and stop there, or instead of powdering, sometimes if I'm going like full on makeup that day, I will add foundation over this, and it just goes for like a more like, it looks more natural because you're not going to have to put a ton of bronzing powder, blush powder, and highlight powder on because this is already your base. And then you can go ahead and like add foundation over it and just like a little bit like dab it over, and this will peek through. So I think it's really beautiful when you do that, so it's a little bit more natural than just foundation and then powders on top of powders on top of powders. So if you were going to do that, I wouldn't powder that concealer. I would just go ahead and put foundation on right now, and I would mist a ton of times, which is what I'm going to do right now with my Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, which is my absolute favorite. And I like to pounce that in with the Beauty Blender. And now what I like to do, if I didn't want to stop here, is just add a little bit of bronzer over the top. What I've really enjoyed doing lately is taking this flat top brush. I have no idea what kind of brush it is. And this Aquasurance Compact Foundation, and using, this is a really natural fat powder. So I just take a little bit, and this is too dark for my skin right now, so I use it as bronzer, and I'll just like pat it in the places I place the contour, and this also sets it while giving you a little bit more definition. And you can kind of see how like glowy the skin is, and just by adding this powder on the outside of the face isn't going to make you look totally like matted down and such. It just gives you a little definition while setting your creams, and that's it for that. If I feel like it, I'll go in with a little blush. So I'm going to take my favorite Anastasia blush trios in the Pink Passion. I'm going to take this Jeffree Star brush and dip into the middle pink shade and a little bit of this peachier shade on the side, and just dab that onto the cheeks. These are very pigmented. And for these more natural looks, I do take some on the nose and a little on the forehead. This is absolutely unnecessary, but I like it. And then I will go in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Dim Light. And I take a little, what's the brand? Japanesque brush. And I literally go all over the face with this and really focus it on the high points. But I kind of like to go all over the face with this for a glowy natural look. And then I will go in with any setting spray. I'm going to take the MAC Prep and Prime in the Japanese Cherry Blossom. And now the face looks absolutely soaked, but it will dry down in the places I put powder. And I think it just looks really beautiful. And now I'm going to go into just my Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette and just do a quick eyeshadow look. And I'm just going to take the Morphe 441, and I'm going to go into the yellow shade just to put down a base of powder on the eyes first. Then I'm going to dip into caramel and hazelnut and just go in the crease. Ooh. And while I'm at it, I love taking this Royal & Langnickel precision angled brush and dipping into the banana shade. It's called Vanilla Cream, and just running that along the contours of my nose to sharpen that up even more. And then putting that right under the eye as well for brightening purposes. And that's pretty much it for the eyes. And then I will add brow gel. And then I'll add a quick coat of mascara. And for these very natural looks, I just like taking the Multitask Eye Brush by Real Techniques and just barely dipping into Rodeo Drive by Ofra and just barely hitting the tops of the cheekbone, the nose, and the Cupid's bow. And this is a little bit more extra just because for filming purposes, I don't always normally do this stuff. Sometimes I just do the cream and set the under eye and then I'm done. And I just wear a very light layer of mascara. But for today, I thought it would be a little bit extra, but not the full foundation over this look. And for the natural days, I do just like popping on gloss. I'm going to take the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the Fenty Glow. And that is it. Can you see her? So that's pretty much it for this look, you guys. I think it looks pretty. And sometimes I go in and add faux freckles with my brow pencil, but I don't always do that. That's just to like accentuate the freckles that I actually do have. And this is what I do basically on a daily basis. I think it looks really pretty. I think it looks really glowy and natural. And if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Give me some more video ideas in the comments. And make sure to like and subscribe. Maybe hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I upload new videos. And I'm so glad that you watched today. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.